Hey there, welcome back to another video. So, as we talked about in our last one, we now have a React, we now have our site deployed. Things are honestly deployed and working as we would expect. However, there are a couple more items that we still need to take care of. So first off, in today's video, what we're going to be doing is we need to get our node process actually running in the background. So currently, we need to be manually running the server for, well, for the server to actually be working. You notice right now we're getting a 502, and that's because the server's not working at all. So we're going to use something called PM2, and we're actually going to, I've got TypeScript running here, and I've got ChatGPT loaded up, and I've got a couple questions. The first thing what we're going to do is we're going to install PM2 globally, and then we are going to, so these instructions are to get node running. What we want to actually do instead is we're going to use TypeScript. So we've got PM2 start downloaded now, and now what we need to do is, okay, we've got TypeScript, and we are going to just start it with our command line. So we're gonna come in here, we're gonna copy some of this, and we're gonna go streak tracker API. I think we already have, I'm wondering if our interpreter, you know, I just messed that up. So let's just retype this. We're gonna call this, well, you know what? We're gonna actually we'll just use the command as is for now, just to see if it's even gonna work. So we are gonna be running our server process. Oh, and of course, we're gonna type PM2 correctly. Okay, so this is running now. It's already actually running. Let's see if we can load our page. So we still have our process not running correctly. It says starting in fork mode. Is it online? It sure does not seem like it. Starting, so PM2 monitor. Let's see what this does. Oh, well, we're not gonna go into, how the heck does this work? This is the problem with, can we do man PM2? Okay, PM2 help. Okay, so we can do PM2 list, PM2 kill 0. Can we do this? PM2 status. So it says it's online, and yet this is definitely not. So let's log out and let's log back in. Our Clinton builds. We're getting there. So let's do PM2 logs. Okay, it looks like our problem is our TypeScript isn't actually building at all, and so that's our current issue. Oh, and it's probably because, oh yeah, well, type undefined, our task entity, everything is not really working right now. So let's go ls, and let's actually see cat package.json. Can we actually just build our TypeScript? So npm run build. What does this do for us? Let's go and let's just check this stuff out. Let's pull me over here a little bit. And let's see, is this building? It looks like it's building. Is our tsconfig file, does it, oh yeah, it does have a distribution. So I do see where that is. So if we do ls, we do see this. So if we run this PM2, if we do ls dist, so everything now is in JavaScript. So perhaps what we can do is we will look at how can we run PM2 with, so it's just PM2 start. So PM2 start. Now our database is most likely not going to work when we run this because we need all of our environment variables. But we can try that. PM2 start, and we're going to do dist and then server.js. So we see that it's online. And if we refresh, the interesting part to me is that so let's, yeah, it seems really weird because it doesn't seem like our server is listening. So if we do PM2 logs 0, so how can we kill these things? What we want to do is we want to okay, we're not going to start. We have, wow, I'll tell you what, there are a lot of options on this. Can we, so I think let's just try to kill 0. Does that work? Okay. PM. All right, let's ask ChatGPT. So, and my Express app with a name for our process. Okay. How to kill all apps in PM2. Let's check this out. Move me back. Okay, so that's what we're gonna first do. Let's delete, close that. So PM2 stop all. Okay. So PM2 delete all. All right, so let's try to run our start, and let's call this, you know what we're gonna do is let's actually run PM. We're gonna go back to all of our database variables that I know we're gonna need anyways, and let's run PM2. Oh, and I wonder if we can, yeah, so PM2, and then we're gonna do source, we're gonna do dist server JS, and we're gonna call this API. Okay. Oh, we're gonna do start server. Oh, script not found API. So if we do name equals API, can we do that? Okay. So we have this server thing here, and if we want to do to check if, I guess we can just say PM2 logs 1. Okay, so air address in use. So let's do PM2, so we're gonna do PM2 stop all. We're gonna kill all, or we're gonna delete all, and then we're gonna name this, and then we're gonna do our log 0, connecting to database. So now this actually looks like it might be working finally. If we refresh, and there we go. So this is interesting, and what we'll have to remember is we will need to pull our changes and then we will build them on the server, and then we'll run this command in the future. So let's also do this PM2 save. So PM2 save, PM list, PM2 list. So this is our API. We have saved this. Okay. If you want your application to start automatically when your system boots, you can use PM2 startup. Okay. How can we reboot PM2? So, okay, so we would do PM2 restart all. What I want to actually do is see how in the future, so let's pretend, remove our dist. Actually, we're going to copy our dist folder and we're going to call it dist2. So we have dist and dist2. We're going to remove our dist folder. So now we just have dist2, and then we're going to, let's see, is our server still working? Yes, it is. But if we go and restart our server, nothing is working. And then if I copy back our dist2 to a new folder called dist, we can remove our dist2 folder, and then we restart our process, and there's our server back. So our process, once we do this continuous delivery process and we want to get our updates to our API, is going to be pretty simple. We're going to build our app, and then afterwards we are going to just restart our server. That'll actually get our changes up. So I appreciate you guys sticking with me, and I will see you in our next video, where hopefully I think what we're going to be doing is really getting into this build, the continuous delivery pipeline. Interesting thing is, yeah, we're not going to be using containers at all. So we're using containers through our build and test pipeline. But after that, I think we're just going to have a new stage that's going to be deploy. And I think we're going to be SSHing and just kind of manually pulling in changes and stuff like that. We'll get into that in our next video. I think we're probably gonna have to break this step down quite a bit, but we'll talk about that in our next one. So see you guys.